Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Braxton Wheeler. I'm a senior here playing baseball at Ferrum College. And welcome to the first episode of First Pitch. And join with me is head coach Ryan Brittle.
Good morning.
And also my co-host this year, also a senior on the baseball team, Brandon Roberts. He's a right fielder. So last year I did First Pitch. I hosted it by myself. But this year we got some help. It's going to be good to get some more input from another player. And if you don't know much about it, what we do is each week I just sit down with head coach and now with Brandon as well, and we're going to break down some maybe statistics. We'll break down some stats, some news, and just maybe even get to know us three better as a whole. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Each week I think we're going to come at you probably on Tuesday, so always be on the lookout for it. Sometimes there might be a time or two where we can't do it, but just know that we're going to try to be as consistent as we can. So anyway, let's jump right into it. Coach, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and they decided that one person couldn't handle me, so they decided to bring another one on. And we got the beautiful face of Brandon Roberts with us. Even though he's a little scratched up, he ran into the fence this week.
It was a rough week for me.
It was a fly ball in the outfield and a pretty girl walking down the sidewalk. And Rob started running and got distracted and ran into the fence and cut his face up a little bit, but he'll be all right.
Almost made the catch, but I didn't.
Almost doesn't count.
Yeah. Besides that, you doing all right, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm good.
And if I do say B-Rob at any point, it's because we're all as a team so used to calling him B-Rob. So just know B-Rob is Brandon. Okay, so I apologize if I do that. But anyway, let's jump into it here. Let's recap from last year, Coach. We went 17-24 overall. We did go 10-7 in conference and got the 3 seed, even though everything was really close. We started slow, to say the least. It was really, really slow start, but we had some good competition. But what do you think about last year as a whole?
Well, I like to forget about it, actually. But in all seriousness, we did start the season off. We started off 4-15, finished at 13-9 the second half, started playing better baseball in the second half of the year. We had a kind of a changing moment at William Peace. We went down there, and they absolutely dominated us on the mound. We couldn't buy a hit. Pretty much because we couldn't make contact with the ball, and that we had a kind of a come to Jesus day soon after that, where we talked about being close as a team and supporting each other. And from that day until now, I feel like our team has just grown closer and closer together, and I'm really excited about where we're headed at this point.
Yeah. And after that 4-15 start, like you said, I believe we played a 2-game series as Methodist here when they were ranked 4 in the nation. We got the sweep. We played LaGrange before we went there, and I believe we swept them as well. So we earned ourselves a pretty good seed, and then we just fell one run short versus LaGrange, and they went on to win the conference tournament in 4 games. So it's definitely we were competing, and we worked as hard as we can, and but of course we want better results this year. So.
Absolutely, especially moving into a new conference.
That's right.
No doubt. So, Coach, we touched a little bit on last season. You want to move forward. But so talk to us a little bit about the difference between last season and this season we got a lot of returners this season. Last season we had a lot of young sophomores, and this year they're juniors. They've had a little bit more experience on the field now. What do you think the biggest difference is between last year's team and this year's team?
So there's a huge difference in confidence, in the consistency with which we go about our business. And I never really realized in 19 years of coaching college baseball how big the difference is between a freshman and a sophomore hitter and a junior and a senior hitter. Because there seems to be just a kind of a calm that has come over our hitters. Like there's we're not in a hurry to do anything in the box. We're not panicked about any situation in the box. And the calm confidence of junior and seniors in the box, I think is going to make a huge difference for us. I've always thought that we could catch it. I thought our defense had been very solid throughout the entire year last year. In fact, I'm pretty sure we led our conference in fielding percentage last year. But the difference is going to be how we produce at the plate, and I think we're headed in that direction.
I couldn't agree more, honestly.
Yeah, we do have a lot of a lot of potential. I mean, starters that are juniors and seniors. He said we definitely have some young guys that definitely are going to play and compete for some spots, I'm sure. But yeah, it is a good feeling knowing that whoever steps in the box most likely this weekend has definitely had some experience there, and it's definitely not going to hurt.
People ask me every year how our team's going to be. They asked me that last year, and they've asked me multiple times this year. Like anytime you see anybody that's a Ferrum person, they say, "What's your team look like?" And last year, I liked our team last year. I loved our team last year. We got the same guys, and they're a year older, a year more mature, a year more confident, another year of our rigorous off-season training under their belt. And there's no reason in the world why they shouldn't have better years and feel more confident going out. You guys shouldn't feel more confident going out on the field.
Right, and that's going to lead right into the next question here. Thoughts on our entire offseason as a whole? He said the rigorous offseason we have. Kind of what it is we get here even August, the first week, we have what they call Hell Week.
That's what you call it.
Players call it that.
I don't call it.
We call it that, yeah. But yeah, we just get here. We get 6 a.m. We're up in the morning, and we Tuesday through Saturday we just grind and we just run and run and run, and throughout that leads into next week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday lift. Tuesday, Thursday conditioning, and that continues for months upon months. And then Christmas, and we come back. And not to mention October, we have fall ball. So anyway, long story short, we never stop grinding. We never stop working. So we're all prepared for games.
So was that a question for me?
So anyway,
asking about the offseason.
Favorite quality about our team this offseason, Coach?
Favorite quality, work ethic. Our work ethic is fantastic. Our leadership, and by the way, congratulations to Braxton. He's been voted the team captain this year, so congrats to him as Gary gives us a hand. The hardest working man in Ferrum College right there. But the work ethic that we have, the unselfishness that we have amongst our players, I don't feel like there's a single guy on our team that wouldn't want the guy next to him to be the guy that's successful, to be the guy that gets the glory. I don't think that we care who gets that, and we're happy when somebody does. So, I mean, those are the kinds of qualities that you need on championship teams. It's not about the individual, it's not about the coaches, it's about the program and moving it forward.
That's right.
Coach, let's move past a little bit of the defensive and offensive side, and let's look at our pitching a little bit. Had a great guy on the mound, number one guy in Jake Holland last year. He was our go-to guy. We knew majority of the time with him on the mound, we had a very good chance of winning the game. Mm-hmm. How do we replace a pitcher like that? Who could be our guy this year to fill, I wouldn't say fill the shoes of Jake Holland, but to be that guy for us this year?
Well, I'm going to give you a very political answer because I'm not going to nail down one guy. We've been blessed over my 5 years of coaching college baseball here at Ferrum College as a head coach to have the best pitcher in the conference. Mm-hmm. We've literally had the best pitcher in the conference the last 5 years. And we, again, could have the best pitcher in the conference on our staff. There are 2 or 3 guys that could do that, I think. My challenge to them is, if they watch this video, you got to step up and be the guy that wants to be the guy. Certainly Colby Grissom, Luke Bryant, Drew Callahan, Joey Pride, Noah Collins, who's a sleeper now, who's a sleeper. Noah, Will Davis, who's a freshman, has had a really good preseason for us. And I'm missing one more guy. But, there's 6 or 7 guys. There's 7 guys at the top end of our pitching staff that I feel like could be guys that could go out there any day and compete. Mitch Custer. I'm missing Mitch. That can go out and compete and win baseball games for us. So I feel very confident about our pitching staff. Do we have an outright number one at this point? I don't think so. But people are starting to separate themselves, and it'll happen throughout the season. We'll have that guy step up and be a number one.
The good thing is we have options. That's the main thing. It's not like we're out here working with nobody. We got a lot of good potential on the mound, so it's definitely a positive. Coach, so what's the biggest challenge adapting to ODAC since we moved from USA South?
So the ODAC has become one of the, if not the best, baseball conference in the country. went to the head coaches meeting not too long ago with our athletic director, Aiden Aff, who has more knowledge in his baseball knowledge in his little pinky than we all do combined together. And we left that meeting looking at all the other head coaches in the conference, and we looked at each other and we're like, there are some really good coaches in this conference. All the coaches are good. Every single coach in this conference is a fantastic coach. They all work hard. They're all good guys. They're all unselfish people, but they want to kick your tail every time you play them. So just being able to compete, and I'm not saying that the USA South wasn't that way too, but to be able to compete against the best teams in your state on a weekly basis is a fantastic thing. So our conference, our schedule has changed immensely. Our conference schedule has changed. We have to get used to having only 2 games on the weekend, and then we have to get used to playing a midweek game where it's usually not as exciting to play a midweek game as it is to play on the weekend, but we have to play a midweek conference game now. And so we got to find a way to get ourselves turned up mentally and physically for a conference game during the midweek. And so that'll be a challenge for us. But all of it I look forward to. I'm so excited about getting to this ODAC conference and only traveling a couple hours to play a ball game and then getting home and being home on Sunday with my family. It's going to be a fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. USA South, I mean, we enjoy the conference. I'm sure Brandon tell you the same thing. We enjoy traveling and going, Alabama, Georgia and stuff and all this. But now it's going to be good to get a change and also compete against the teams that I've heard about my whole life around here. Roanoke, Hampton, Sydney, all these teams in a conference schedule. So I'm really excited for it. And I'm sure Greg White will have us ready weekdays for. We'll be ready. Yeah, we'll be pumped up and ready to play a game. Excuse me. So, last question, Coach. It's just a plan for the upcoming weekend series versus CNU. What does it look like from a coaching standpoint for the players?
Well, it looks like it's going to be cold on Saturday, like 41, 42 degrees and a wind, 13 mile an hour. But I mean, that's college baseball, right? Christopher Newport is going to be really good. They're ranked 15th, I think, in the preseason in some of the polls. They got a couple of guys in the middle of the lineup that can really hurt you bad. Certainly they're going to have arms to throw against us. It's going to be a great challenge for us coming right out of the gate. But I really have no reservations about going into Christopher Newport and playing ball. I like our team. I'm at peace with our team because of the confidence that you guys give me, and I know whatever lineup we put on the field and whatever pitcher we put on the mound, we're going to compete, and we're going to play hard, and we're going to get after CNU. And when we leave there, whether we win or lose, CNU will know we've been there.
That's right.
So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we're certainly ready to compete. And I tell the guys too, like right before we went home for a break, that look, we don't work this hard all off season. We don't wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. We don't lift for months upon months to get to CNU and be shy and be afraid of the opportunity. If you fail, you fail. It's not the end of the world. It's a sport. There's a bigger picture in life. I always tell the guys that. But look, go out there, compete as hard as you can, work hard as you can, and whatever happens, you're happy with the result. And I feel like this team that we've had this year, in my 4 years here, we've done that better than any single one. So whether we win or not, I know we put ourselves in a good enough position at the end of the day to win that baseball game. Yeah. So that's all I got. B-Rob, you got anything?
Don't have much, Thank you for having me this morning.
Right, yeah.
I got one last thing. Moose, Taylor Davis. I got my collared shirt on, okay? He called me and complained to me about not having a collared shirt on for the show, and so
now I'll get you that.
This will be the last time you see him with the collared shirt on during the show, but I got it for you, Moose.
Got it. Sweet. All right, thanks, guys. We will see you next week, and good luck. Well, wish us luck versus seeing you this week. All right, thanks. See ya.